Hello and welcome to this lecture Amines. I am Ms. Sonali Rajkumar Nirankari, Assistant Professor in Bharati Vidyapet College of Pharmacy welcomes you to this lecture. Now first thing we are going to see is what learners will be able to learn from this lecture. First thing they can define what are amines, different types of amines and how to classify these amines, various qualitative tests for the determination of the amines, and how to differentiate between the primary, secondary, and the tertiary amines. First thing we are going to begin is the introduction of the amines. Amines constitute an important class of organic compounds derived by replacing either one or more hydrogen atoms of ammonia molecule by alkyl or the aryl groups. Next thing, amines can be considered as derivatives of ammonia obtained by replacement of one, two, or all the three hydrogen atoms by alkyl and the aryl groups. Example of these amines include the methylamine, dimethylamine, and trimethylamine. Next thing we are going to study is the classification of these amines. Amines can be classified into the primary, secondary, and the tertiary amines, depending upon the number of hydrogen atoms replaced by alkyl or the aryl groups in the ammonia molecule. Further, amines are also classified either into the simple or the mixed. Now, these simple amines are when all the alkyl or the aryl groups are same, but when they are different, they are classified into the mixed amines. Next is the detail of all the primary, secondary, and tertiary amines. First thing is the primary amines. When one hydrogen atom of the ammonia is replaced by the alkyl or the aryl group, we get the primary amines. That is, the amine has only one alkyl or the aryl group directly attached to the nitrogen, while the two other hydrogens attached to the nitrogen. Example includes the methylamine. Next is the secondary amines. Now, in this secondary amines, when two hydrogen atoms of ammonia or one hydrogen atom of the primary amine are replaced by another aryl or the alkyl group, that is the R dash group, you get the secondary amine. Now, in this secondary amine, the alkyl groups or the aryl groups are 2. So, they can be either same or different. So, if they are same, you can remember they can be simple amines, and if they are different, they can be the mixed amines. That means this R and this R dash can be same or different. Now, this example includes the dimethylamine. Now, in this example, you can see dimethylamine, that means both are the methyl groups, so it is an example of the simple amine. Next, we are going to study the tertiary amine. Now, in this tertiary amines, all the three hydrogens are replaced by the alkyl or the aryl groups, and hence it leads to the formation of the tertiary amines. That means amine has 3 alkyl or the aryl groups attached directly to the nitrogen. Now, this example of the trimethylamine, you can see here all the 3 groups are of the methyl. So, it is also an example of a simple amine. Next, we have to stop and think about. You can pause your video and think, are you able to classify the amines by looking at the structure? And next thing, you have to tell how will you identify the amine if it is given to you in your lab for the identification. If it is given you in the powder or the mixture form, you don't know the structure, then how will you identify it? Write down the answers and then check it out. Yes, all the compounds usually which are unknown in the lab, we go for the qualitative test. So, next thing we are going to study is the qualitative test. Now, these qualitative tests are used for differentiating the primary, secondary, and the tertiary amines. There are various tests available only to determine the amines, but in order to classify and differentiate between primary, secondary, and tertiary, these are the tests which we are going to study in the detail. The first test is the carbylamine test. Primary amines on treatment with chloroform and ethanolic potassium hydroxide leads to the formation of the carbylamine or the isocyanates. This product form is having an extremely unpleasant odor. It is only used for the primary amines. Now the thing you have to focus is this test, that is the carbylamine test, is used only to test the primary amines. So you can see this reaction here. Primary amines along with chloroform and ethanolic potassium hydroxide leads to the formation of the carbylamines, which carbylamines will give you the unpleasant odor. So if the compound is the primary amine, then only you will get the product with an unpleasant odor. But if it is the secondary or the tertiary amine, further you will not get any reaction. Next, these are the examples. Next, diazotization test. Now this diazotization test is also known as the reaction with the nitrous acid. This reaction is used for differentiating primary, secondary and tertiary amines. Nitrous acid is unstable and must be prepared in the reaction solution by mixing sodium nitrite with dilute hydrochloric acid at 0 degree Celsius. Now here you can see nitrous acid along with the dilute hydrochloric acid leads to the formation of the sodium nitrile and the side product as in salt. First, diazotization test for the primary amines. Now these primary amines react with nitrous acid to yield a diazonium salt which is highly unstable and degrades into a carbocation. The carbocation is capable of reaction of any nucleophile in the solution. Therefore, reacting primary amines with nitrous acid leads to a mixture of alcohol, alkenes and the alkyl halides. Now this is the example. Here you can see that the ethylamine in presence of NaNO2 leads to an unstable salt. This unstable salt further on reacting with the nitrous acid leads to the formation of alcohol, alkyl halide and the alkene. Next thing is the aliphatic amine and the aromatic amines that are secondary, and they lead to the formation of the nitrozoamine with the nitrous acid. These forms the nitrozoamine compounds. Next, the tertiary amines leads to the formation of N-nitrozoammonium compounds. So these were the two tests. Next, third test is the Hinsberg test, which can be used for distinguishing primary, secondary and tertiary amines and is based upon the sulfonamide formation. In the Hinsberg test, it is reacted with the benzene sulfonyl chloride. Remember, it is reacted with the benzene sulfonyl chloride and it is based upon the formation of the sulfonamide. If a product forms the amine, it is either a primary or the secondary amine, because tertiary amines do not have the replaceable hydrogen, and this is the reason why the tertiary amines do not give this Hinsberg test. Primary amines, if the sulfonamide that forms dissolves in the aqueous sodium hydroxide solution, then it is a primary amine. The sulfonamide of a primary amine is soluble in an aqueous base because it is still possesses an acidic hydrogen on the nitrogen which can be lost to form the sodium salt. Here is the example. You can see the primary amine which is reacting with the benzene sulfonyl chloride and leads to the formation of an water insoluble compound, which in presence of the sodium hydroxide leads to the formation of an water soluble product, as there is a presence of the hydrogen. Next is the secondary amine. If the sulfonamide is insoluble in the aqueous sodium hydroxide, it is a secondary amine. So first thing you have studied in the primary was it was soluble, and here it is insoluble. The sulfonamide of a secondary amine is insoluble in an aqueous base because it does not possess an acidic hydrogen on the nitrogen, which is required for the formation of a sodium salt. Here you can see this salt which is not having any hydrogen on the nitrogen, right? So it is not giving further reaction with the sodium hydroxide. Tertiary amines. Now you have studied in the beginning only that this tertiary amines does not have the replacement of the hydrogen, and hence it does not give the reaction with the benzene sulfonyl chloride. Thank you.